Something unimaginable happened behind the tight walls of the military camp. Jungkook, BTS's golden magne, cried and knelt before Jimin. Yes, it's true. The youngest member, who always appeared strong and composed in public, finally couldn't hold back his emotions.
But why?
What really happened between these two BTS members to ignite a wave of emotions not only between them but also throughout the global ARMY community? That question has haunted the public ever since news of the emotional encounter between Jimin and Jungkook began to surface. A source claiming to be part of the military training staff mentioned that the dramatic moment occurred during a private reflection session. Rare and intense ritual usually conducted to strengthen bonds and mental resilience among soldiers. During the session, Jimin surprisingly read a letter he had written for Jungkook. It wasn't an ordinary letter. It contained a heartfelt outpouring, an admission of mistakes, and deep regret that had never been spoken before. I feel like I failed to protect you all, especially you, Jungkook, Jimin said while reading one part of the letter. According to leaked internal transcripts, the initially calm atmosphere changed drastically when Jimin uttered a sentence that shook the hearts of anyone who heard it. If I could turn back time, I would have hugged you when you cried alone after the 2019 concert. At that moment, Jungkook, who was sitting just a few meters from Jimin, slowly got up, walked towards him, then knelt down and hugged him tightly. He cried. The scene, according to eyewitnesses, wasn't just an ordinary touching moment. It was an emotional explosion of accumulated pressure, loneliness, and feelings of never being good enough. Feelings that had been hidden behind smiles and magnificent stages. So, why is Jimin speaking up now? Some entertainment analysts have mentioned that over the years, Jimin has been known as a mediator within BTS. He often kept his own burdens to himself to maintain the emotional stability of the team. However, in the more private, more humane, and camera-free military environment, Jimin finally chose to be honest. And his honesty triggered the rawest and most touching moment in the group's history. It didn't take long for this news to spread widely. Armies around the world reacted with a variety of expressions, from heartwarming concern to wild speculation about the true state of the relationship between BTS members. One viral comment in the online community read, "We know they are tired, but we never imagined that the pain was so deep." Another wrote, "Jungkook cried in front of Jimin? The world will never be the same after this." However, behind the tears and hugs, there is a big unanswered question. Is this moment a reconciliation of something that happened in the past, or is it an admission of cracks that the public has never known before? Speculation heated up when information emerged from within HYB that this incident would likely be part of an upcoming documentary being produced secretly. Leaked internal documents mentioned that the emotional reunion scene between members would be a narrative turning point that would change how the public views the internal dynamics of BTS. If so, is this moment an authentic event or a narrative deliberately constructed for production purposes? So far, there has been no official statement from the agency, but clues are beginning to emerge. BTS's official Twitter account uploaded a silhouette photo of Jimin with a short caption, "Thank you for staying with us." At almost the same time, Jungkook uploaded handwritten text on Weverse. "There are times when apologizing is harder than crying." ARMY, as usual, didn't stand idly by. Analysis after analysis emerged. From body language to posting time, everything was linked to the possibility that this military moment was part of BTS's emotional transformation as a group that is aging, evolving, and perhaps facing a shift in direction. What's interesting is how this event reveals a new dimension of Jimin and Jungkook's relationship. Two members with very different personalities, but bound together in a complex emotional dynamic. Jimin, with his sensitivity and empathy, is a natural calmer in the group. Jungkook, although always appearing tough, harbors wounds and pressures that don't always appear on the surface. And when these two poles meet in a raw situation like this, the result is not just tears, but catharsis. This moment is a deep reflection not only for fans, but also for the K-pop industry as a whole. In a world built on perfect images and narrative control, events like this, whether real or engineered, offer a glimpse of honesty that is rarely found. A reminder that idols are human too. However, some also remind us of the importance of critical thinking when dealing with such events. The information circulating largely comes from anonymous sources, unverified claims, and fan community interpretations. Amidst the flood of emotions and enthusiasm, there is an important question to ask. Are we witnessing the truth, or just a story we want to believe? In a world where the lines between reality and public narrative are increasingly blurred, moments like Jungkook's tears in front of Jimin teach one important thing: emotional honesty, whether genuine or constructed, still has great power to move people for now. No one knows for sure how this story will end. But one thing is clear: the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook has opened a new chapter in BTS's journey. Whether it's a chapter of healing, separation, or transformation, the public will witness it together, with open eyes and hearts ready or not ready to accept reality. And maybe, as Jungkook wrote in his note, sometimes apologizing is harder than crying. But behind that, there is hope that the tears that fell today will become the foundation for a stronger togetherness tomorrow. The moment that is said to be an emotional turning point between Jimin and Jungkook has shaken the emotional foundation of BTS fans around the world. But now, after the wave of emotions has subsided, it's time to ask a deeper question. Did this event really happen? Or are we being served a story that is too perfect to be true? We live in an age of fast-paced information, where a TikTok post or YouTube clip can become viral evidence believed by millions. But doesn't that make us vulnerable to manipulation? Do we really know what we are believing, or do we just want to believe it? It should be emphasized that most of the information underlying this article comes from social media such as TikTok, Twitter, and the YouTube community. There is also speculation circulating in fan forums. Video clips claim to have been taken secretly, and snippets of sentences from Wever's posts that are considered to imply hidden meanings. But let's be honest for a moment. Is all of that enough as authentic evidence? Did the tears mentioned really fall behind the walls of the military? Or is this narrative just a product of the collective longing of ARMY for BTS, who are currently undergoing military service? Far from the spotlight, far from the stage, far from each other. Let's examine this from a more logical perspective. Jimin's emotional letter, reportedly read during an internal military session. But there is no verifiable visual evidence. No official video, no audio recording, no photo that can be tested for authenticity. The information circulating is only based on anonymous sources and leaks from inside staff. Since when has anonymous testimony been the basis of absolute truth? Why are we so quick to believe without asking, what is the motive for spreading this story? If this moment is real, why is there no clarification, let alone denial, from HYB? Is their silence a strategy to protect privacy? Or is it a form of tacit approval of a story deliberately constructed to touch the public's emotional side? This is the crucial point that we should all ponder together. So we must be aware that the entertainment industry, especially K-pop, is very adept at playing emotional narratives as a promotional tool. When a group is on hiatus due to military service, the way to maintain public attention often relies on stories that touch the most personal aspects of the relationship between members. Did I ask this wrong? Not necessarily. But is it honest? Not always that a skeptical attitude doesn't mean being anti-BTS, anti-ARMY, or not supporting idols. On the contrary, by thinking critically, we show that we care. That we don't want to participate in the spread of hoaxes, even if those hoaxes sound beautiful and heartwarming. That we want to support our idols in a mature, rational way, and not easily swayed by emotional narratives that may not be true.